worthy of all praise. He's worthy of all glory. He's worthy of all the honor. It belongs to him. Because what he has done for us thus far, he deserves that and more. Hallelujah. If he didn't do nothing else for me, for you, or anybody else in this house tonight, you got to give it up for what he has already done. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. I honor his presence. I honor Pastor Zachary Reynolds. Thank you so much. I honor First Lady Reynolds. I honor those that are in the household of faith on today. Hallelujah. I'm excited tonight. I'm excited because the presence of the Lord is here right now. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. I just want you to know that I feel love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. When you come into somebody's house, you got to feel that warmth. You got to feel that love. Because if you don't feel it, Lord help me. But I feel the love. And I feel the Spirit of the Lord in this place on tonight. God has truly, truly been a blessing unto me. Just give me a minute. I'm excited. I'm excited. First of all, my wife and I just came off of a short vacation for a family reunion. It was excellent. But during that time, I'm away from God's house. You know, you get together with family, you have fun and everything. But I enjoy the fact that I've come back to God's house to give him praise, to give him glory. See, because I want to feel his presence. Because the Bible tells me that in his presence, there is fullness of joy. In his presence, there is healing. In his presence, there is direction for your life. I need to be in God's presence. I need to be in his presence. I have to be in his presence. Thank you, Jesus. Now, we know that it's also written, where two or three are gathered. In his name. In his name. I'm here in his name. Because one thing about God, he's never failed me. Never, ever, ever failed me. When I was a drug addict and an alcoholic for 15 years of my life, I was a teenage alcoholic, ripping and running the streets. I became cross-addicted, homeless for a whole year. I was living out of my car. I came to church one day. Y'all can have a seat if you want to, or if you can. I was living out of my car for a whole year. My mother lived in the same city, but she understood what God was doing to me in my life. God was trying to get my attention. Honey, he did just that. He did just that. Allowed me to get into an accident back in November of 1995. Allowed me to get into an accident, head on with a Mack truck. Head on, no seatbelt. The steering wheel wrapped around the column. They pulled me out of that wreck. Car was totally destroyed. Pulled me out of that wreck. I went home the same day. I went home with a bump on my head and a bruise on my head. Before I went home, my mother was standing right next to me by that hospital bed. And she was just standing there just waiting. Waiting to see what the doctors was going to do, keep me, release me, waiting, for test results and this and that. And I looked up at my mother and I said, Mom, it's time. It's time. I'm going to tell you something. One thing I never did was play around in God's house. There's no time for it. There's no time for it. I would never play. I mean, I was saved and I backslid on God, but I left the church because I knew that in church you don't play. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. Other people would stay in church, they play around, dipping in there. Not me. I respected him. I respected God enough to know that in your house I will not play. I'd rather leave. Let you know that I'm leaving. And that's what I did. I was 15 years old when I left. I was saved for almost 2 years. Saved me the right way, speaking in tongues. Huh? You know that old way? Yes. When they always tell you to come up to the pulpit right here, get on your knees and start carrying. Start carrying, calling on Jesus, 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 Jesus. That's the way I came up. That's right. That's the way I came in. You didn't do no 5-minute Jesus calling either. You was calling Jesus for a bit. Come on. If it was half an hour, that was just a little bit. They had mercy on you over half an hour. I called, and I called, and I called. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. One night I went home, I went to bed, I went to sleep. You know how dark it gets when you close your eyes and you go to sleep? I felt this darkness come over me and sit right on me. It was darker than the darkness I was sleeping in. It just sat on me, and I started to suffocate. And it was the devil just trying to take my life. Right there in my sleep, he was trying to take it. And I'm laying there, and I'm trying to catch my breath. And all of a sudden, this light from the right-hand side of my body, this light just came and knocked that darkness out of the way. Right there and then, that very minute, I jumped out of the bed speaking in tongues. Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, speaking in tongues. It was so powerful that I woke up my grandfather who was sleeping in the next bed. He got up praising God, giving him glory, because he knew the presence of God was in that place. Had my sisters on their knees, waking them up and having them on their knees to pray. That's how I was saved.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's how I was saved. But I turned my back on God. I did. 15 years later, things happened, and God saved me. Here I stand before you, saved and sanctified, married to one wife, 7 kids later. Here we are. Next month, we'll celebrate 20 years. I often call her the COO of the family. You know, Chief Operating Officer. Whatever going on in the house, she makes sure she got it. Oh, we're going to do it now. We're going to, you know. But I'm very thankful for what God has done for me. And I share that with you so you know where I'm coming from. And why I praise God so much. Because I could have died just like other drug addicted people do. I could have died with drinking too much alcohol. I could have died out there in the street with everybody else. But God said no. And do you know that during that time that I was out there, I tried to commit suicide twice? Twice tried to overdose on drugs. My mother would race me to the hospital. Race me to the hospital. I get in, the doctor said, we can't do nothing. We can't even pump out whatever he ingested. You're going to have to wait. He's got to ride this out. Twice I did it. And both times God said, no, you can't have him. Because he belongs to me. And I got to work for him to do. I got to work for him to do. Why do I share that with you? Because you have a work to do. You mandated by God, you have a work to do. You're here for a reason. Pastoral aid. Aid, it's a help. It's to be a help. Aid, that's what it means, to help. We can get into the technical formalities of aid and pastoral aid committee and what we do, and this and that, help out the pastor, the wife, the children, anything financially, spiritually, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you're the help. You're the help. And if there's no committee, guess what?
Okay.
The church is the committee. The church does the work of the committee until you can get a committee together. Until you have enough to do to put a committee together. There's a reason why God did 3,000 down to 300. He got more work done. So if it's just a few of you, where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, it's going to get done. It's going to get done. I don't want you to be discouraged in any way whatsoever. Because let me tell you something. As a man of God and as an elder at New Beginning Word of Life Sanctuary, things that come across the table that we want to do for our leader. And sometimes because we don't have the resources to do it, when you love the man or woman of God, it's upsetting to you. It really is. It's upsetting to you. But you know what your job is? To go before God.
Yes, yes, yes.
God, now, you know that what we're trying to put together, it's not to be show off, but it's because our leader deserves this right here.
Yes.
You see this right? We're trying to put this together for her, for him. We're trying to put it together because they deserve. They've been working in the vineyard for a long time. A long time.
Yes.
Teaching sound word, sound doctrine.
Yes, sir.
So that when you leave out of the house, you don't leave the same. You leave differently.
Yes.
You leave changed.
Yes.
You leave delivered. You leave set free. You came in without an agenda, now you leave with one. For your own life.
Yes.
For your own personal life. But also for one for the church.
Yes. Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I have been in ministry as long as I've been married to my wife. I think 21 years, because we've been married almost 20. I was called to the ministry a week into our honeymoon. I gotta come to church. What? Out of my honeymoon? But God blessed me.
Yes.
I was obedient. I came, you know, and a week right afterwards, God called me to the ministry.
Hallelujah.
I want you to bring the word your way. The way I teach you how to bring it. This is the way I want you to bring it. And not just in one language, but 2 languages. Because I can speak it and write it and read it just as good as in Spanish as I do in English. Sí, yo puedo predicar la palabra de Dios en español. ¡Aleluya! ¡Aleluya! ¡Espíritu Santo! Oh my God! You see how we get started up here? You see how we get started up here? There's a reason. Because see, there's no line in between when it comes to different nationalities and different words and different dialects. There's none. When you talk about the Holy Ghost, if I say it in Spanish, he's going to know what I'm talking about. There's that oneness. So I bring that to you, the oneness. You got to be in the oneness when it comes to aiding the pastor. Don't look around and see who's not there. Don't do it. When I was at our former church, I was one of the ushers there. She always, the head usher always asked me to go get ice. We got like 8 ushers. Why do you always ask me? You know what she said? Because you always come back. Is that all right? She said, because you always come back. I send them to go get some ice, they don't come back. You know what that says? I take my job seriously. I don't play with it. I take my job seriously. When Pastor says, you got this night, you got that other night, make sure you're ready for prayer and have a little offering too. I'll make sure I'm ready. I'll make sure I'm ready. And don't let life deter you from being ready for the man of God. Don't let life deter you, because one thing about life, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be an excuse. There's always going to be a if, a but, well, maybe, I don't know. There's always going to be that. It doesn't matter. So if it's always going to be there, you know how you bump it and kick it to the curb? I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. So if I do what I'm supposed to do, life has to step aside. Life gets kicked. He's serious. I can't mess with him because he's serious. He done got serious about this whole Pastor A thing. He done got real serious. He gonna help out no matter what he gotta give up, no matter what he gotta do, no matter what, he's serious about it.